What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It's David here with Mac Tutorials 14. So I realized I haven't made a video in a couple of days, so I'm going to make one today, and I will make one tomorrow, letting you guys know. One of the reasons why I'm making one today is because tomorrow, September 17th, is the release of iOS 8. So yes, iOS 8 will be available tomorrow on all iOS 7 compatible devices except for the iPhone 4. So that means the iPhone 4 is phased out of the line. So unfortunately for iPhone 4 users, you will not be actually able to get iOS 8 on your device. Everyone other than the iPhone 4 that had iOS 7 compatibility on their devices will be able to get it. So one of the things that I've been asked a lot is, should I upgrade to iOS 8 tomorrow? And the thing that I've been saying is it really honestly depends. The reason why I say that is for the simple reason that it depends what you want to do. If you want to keep your device stock and you don't care about jailbreaking, then sure, go ahead, upgrade. Upgrade at whatever cost. It really doesn't matter. If you want to keep your device stock and you don't care about jailbreaking and downgrading your device or anything, you don't have to worry about a thing. Just hit upgrade if you're not jailbroken already. Now, if you are jailbroken, you just want to get that jailbreak off of there. It is so annoying. I hate jailbreaking. I just want to get the jailbreak out of there. I want to turn my device back to stock. How do I do that? You just go into iTunes, hit restore, and then download iOS 8 for your device. And bam, there you go. You're on iOS 8. So let's say you want to keep your jailbreak. You really love, I love jailbreaking, and I want to keep it on my phone, for as long as possible. When the iOS 8 jailbreak does come out, I will update, but for the time being, I want to stay on iOS 7. What should I do? Well, considering that there might not be an iOS 8 jailbreak for a little while, you might want to actually switch between the two. So this actually depends on what device you're running. So tomorrow, iOS 8 will become live. They really haven't said exactly when. I believe last year it was around 11-ish, 11:30. So just keep checking your phone, check Twitter and check the internet and check a bunch of stuff. But if you do have a Twitter and you follow all these guys like WinOCM, a bunch of tech news sites and tech news blogs, you'll get updated the second it becomes available. I remember I was watching 7.1, I was watching that whole thing go down on Twitter, and, I Hate Snow and several other, jailbreaking hackers saying, look, yeah, this confirms our belief that, Evasion 7 got patched. This is, 7.1 patches it and the signing window's done. So, there's just a lot of things there. So, basically the way to do this on Mac, is download this thing called Tiny Umbrella. Now, if I can, I will go ahead and post a link in the description below where you can go ahead and download that. I think it both works for Mac and PC, but this is the only one that also works for Mac as well. Then what you're going to want to go ahead and do is plug in your device and tap your device and click Save SHSH. Now, if you're watching all the logs go down, you might notice that it's saying, too late to get all these. If Cydia has it, it's great, but if not, you're out of luck. Basically, what that means is basically what it's doing is it's checking for, it's checking for the firmware of your device and seeing if Apple still signs it. If Apple, let's say you were running iOS 7.0.6, that is a firmware that is not currently being signed by Apple at this moment, and is no longer signed by Apple. So if you did not save your SHSH Blobs for 7.0.6, then when it gets up to 7.0.6, it will say, we don't have it, we can't get it remotely from the servers. So if you can get it somehow from Cydia, if you saved it on there, that's great. You can add it to here, but if you can't, then you're out of luck, basically. So basically what ends up happening is every firmware that you're able to downgrade to or upgrade to has been signed by Apple. Now, over the past couple of years, there have been a lot of loopholes, a lot of hacks in order to do this. Some with SHSH, some without SHSH. Now, the more primarily, used thing is SHSH. The reason why is because it is a custom signed ISPW for your device. Now, once you actually build a custom ISPW off of that signature that you had before, back when the signature was valid, it'll custom build that and make it so, trick iTunes into believing that it's still able to be restored, and it'll restore you back down to iOS 6 or whatever it is. Now, unfortunately, not all devices are able to be downgraded. Right now, currently, the only device that's able to be downgraded is the iPhone 4. But it doesn't mean that something won't be released soon. So this is always why I tell everyone, listen, even though your device can't be downloaded at this or downgraded at this moment, just think how you would be if you had the opportunity to save the 7.1.2 ISPW and you upgraded all the way to iOS 8.1 or iOS 9 beta, and the only way to downgrade to a lower level because they stopped signing it was to get that SHSH blob, and there was a compatible downgrade that had just come out. Now, just because, like I said, compatible downgrades haven't been released yet, it doesn't mean that it won't start to be released. So that's something very major. So just make sure, bottom line, if you're going to upgrade to iOS 8 tomorrow, make sure that if you really, really, really want to have the ability to go back and actually downgrade. Now, if this takes effect, the downgrade option probably won't be for a little while. Now, the way downgrades work is, it's by different chips. So right now it's only A4 devices, meaning iPod Touch 4th generation, iPhone 3GS, and iPhone 4. Now A5 devices, which would be iPhone 4S, iPod Touch 5th generation, I believe. That's A6. iPad 2, iPad 3, I believe. I don't even know exactly. But majority of the devices that we own now are older than A4. So a lot of the ones that are supporting iOS 7 and above or iOS 8 and above are no longer A4. So those no longer work. So, if there's an A5 downgrade that gets released for a 4S or whatever A5 device that you have, and then you missed out on that opportunity to save the SHSH blob, and now you can't do anything about it because you can't save it anymore since Apple's not signing it. So always make sure that you're checking ahead. Now, basically what I do is I go ahead and download Tiny Umbrella for Mac, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but I have a folder called SHSH. It's a dedicated folder for all my SHSH blobs. Right now, I only have 7.1.2 for my iPhone 5. Now, if you have multiple devices like this and you want to be able to downgrade multiple devices, don't think just because you save it for one device, you'll be able to do it for both. You have to save it for each individual device. Reason being, even though they might still be really similar, you might have one iPhone 5 and another iPhone 5, one iPhone 5 16 gigabytes in black and one iPhone 5 32 gigabytes in white. So those are 100% different. Each device is 100% different with these SHSH blobs. That's why a lot of people turn out to be out of luck, because if you don't save them, there's no way they can be replicated for a different device. So there is no way, they can't be generated from another device to another device simply because each UDID, is different for every device. So that would mean each SHSH blob in, return would be different for every device. So that's all I gotta say. Anyway, guys, just save your SHSH blobs right now. If you're on basically the way this works, as I'm trying to describe, is if you're on 7.1.1 or below, you will not be able to save any of your SHSH blobs. Reason being is your firmware is too old. And that means that you will not be able to actually save it. Apple does not sign that firmware anymore, the firmware that you're on. It's too old. So basically it's communicating with Cydia servers to sign that, ISP, or to sign that SHSH blob, and then it's communicating with Apple to get that signed ISPW. It's turning back at Apple to do that. So if it's not something that Apple's currently signing, you can't get that ISPW from them. So that's what I'm saying. That's why older firmwares don't work. So anyway, if you guys are on, if you guys want to save your SHSH Blobs for 7.1.2, do that now. Anyway, guys, if you do choose to update to iOS 8 tomorrow, let me know what you think in the comment area below. What's your favorite feature about iOS 8? Do you like iOS 8? Do you not like iOS 8? Do you think it's a worthy update? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment area below. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is David, signing out. Peace.